How does a divorce get resolved? I'm about to tell you. It can resolve itself by trial or by a stipulation of settlement. So either the parties, husband and wife, husband and husband, or any combination, you have to agree on all of the things of marriage, right? So any assets that you own have to be divided. That's equitable distribution. If you have a child together, well, the care and custody and the payments for the child support, extracurriculars, caregiving expenses, all of those items have to be agreed upon. And they're either agreed upon between the parties or because one party made an application and the judge thought that their argument was more persuasive. So, stipulation of settlement, that's an agreement, or after a trial where a judge makes the decision. I had a consultation about an uncontested divorce today. A property, children, and looking to resolve the matter. Well, how do you do that? If a couple has an agreement in principle, and even finally, you can resolve a divorce in an uncontested way. There are 3 points of friction in a divorce: fault, grounds, equitable distribution, how do we divide the money, and children, how do we share parenting the children. So in this instance, it was going to be irretrievable breakdown. There was an agreement, verbal agreement, consensus, to sell the property and divide the money. And they had an arrangement. In a divorce with children, with custody as an issue, how does my child, son, daughter, how does my child get an attorney? Who does it? Why does it happen? How? How does this happen? If custody is an issue, one parent wants custody, one parent doesn't. One parent wants to have overnight visits, the other parent doesn't. If there is some friction, some aspect of the custody and visitation contested, in the Supreme Court in New York, an attorney for the child can be appointed. And that's either at the court's own initiative, because they've identified that there's an issue, or because one of the attorneys for the parents requests an attorney for the child. Really, that might be done earlier than when the court might identify that it's needed. If a case can be settled, well, then you don't need an attorney for the child. And the reason for that is because parents make the decisions for children. However, did I answer that? I think I answered when an attorney for a child is appointed. How? Well, there's a list of attorneys that the court can use. That attorney is a member of the Attorneys for Children panel. That attorney, by skill and acumen, by experience, by training, has represented children, family court, and in the Supreme Court in the middle of divorces. So that's where the attorneys come from. And that's the reason why role of the attorney is to keep the children out of the courtroom and to advocate for their position. Mother has an attorney, father has an attorney, father and father have an attorney, mother and mother have an attorney. The children also require an attorney to represent their interests and advocate for their position in the court. And if you have any type of wealth, personal wealth, property wealth, memorabilia, even something with no intrinsic value, but it's an heirloom, it's a watch or a piece of costume jewelry. If you wanted to go to a loved one, a treasured niece or nephew, your children, a specific child, right? I have a wedding band. I would like to give my wedding band to a specific person, this child or that child, a niece or nephew. You should have a plan. If you need a plan, frankbrunolaw.com. I'll work you through it. I'll help guide you. See you soon.